here at the Geffrye, we've been putting on an annual Christmas exhibition every year for the last 27 years, and this room shows how Christmas would have been celebrated at the beginning of the 17th century in 1630 in the hall of a London merchant's townhouse. You can still see lots of the sort of rowdy pagan origins of the festival. So things like decorating the house with evergreens, and Christmas being a time for feasting, for drinking, for gambling, for dancing, for playing music, for essentially being a time of excess. The food on this table is all part of a feast on New Year's Day, because in the 17th century, actually New Year's Day rather than Christmas Day was a real high point of the Christmas celebrations, and a day for feasting, and traditionally a day for exchanging gifts actually. All of the food on this table is very expensive, it's made with a lot of sugar. These are all sweet things and they're quite playful, so not everything is what it appears. So the bacon and eggs in the corner are actually made from marzipan and sugar paste, and similarly what look like walnuts on the little pewter plate there are also made from sugar paste. And the big centrepiece of the feast is this big disc of marchpane, like marzipan, and baked in the oven for a little bit, which has been decorated with gilt, so again, very expensive. This room represents the parlour in a London townhouse in 1695. It's Christmas Day and a musical party is taking place. This scenario is based on a diary entry from the time of a physician who writes that on Christmas Day he invited some friends from his local church back to his house. They played the viol and the recorder and snacked on some olives and anchovies. In terms of the history of Christmas, then in the middle of the 17th century, from around about 1644 until the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, then Christmas was actually banned. Puritans had never approved of the festival. It was seen as being very associated with the Catholic Church and being essentially a time for excess and this licensed misbehaviour, feasting, dancing, gambling, and as being a festival really that had no scriptural justification. So with the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, then celebrating Christmas is officially restored, but it never seems to be quite such the rowdy, riotous festival it was in the earlier 17th century. So going on into the 18th century, it's a slightly more sedate festival and doesn't really come back with a bang until the Victorians.